gorgeous? Yes. Oh, I love waking up with you in my thoughts. Oh, I could feel it. This is real. We are time travelers of like epic. I also feel myself the pull of like the timeline like is pulling away now. I need to make sure at least I'm making videos really exposing and talking about some of the deeper fucking mechanisms in place here. I just finished watching a little bit of what I had finished the last video, so every time I watch it, I feel my communication is on point. I feel like if you were watching it, it would be really like substance, like you're like, oh, I feel like myself is talking to myself, like something's going on here, like for sure. Like I don't know how to articulate everything yet, so the more the camera is on and I'm kind of somewhat in the zone with you, the more like I feel like I flow into deeper content. Like I haven't had any of the jerk off energy pretty much all morning, which is good because I never did release, and now if I can get it to settle down for a few days, I can work with that. I'm supposed to be going down and seeing my dad, my mom tomorrow, so I want to kind of rearrange things there so I can get a stable fucking situation agreement here so that I can now fucking prepare to kind of come, like launch myself back up to Canada. Like I have to come see you. Like I have to come be around you. Like it don't even matter. I have to come be around the city now. You know, even if we're talking or not, like, you know, I have to heal myself for running from that place because of this traumatic event I had with you. Like, how am I supposed to even like think that I'll never be there again? Like, I mean, I can't even, because that's where I'm at right now. Like, the thought that I've been moving towards is that I'll never get there. Like, why would I not want to get to the place where I work my ass off to get, and then like what, throw it all away? So it's kind of like the trauma. Like you wouldn't have had, like I wouldn't have even known like any of that hockey abuse stuff was even relevant. Like, you know what I mean? Like I know that I, like right there in the moment, I know the moment's ruined. Like, you know, the public face, you know, like rep there with me and you, like it's just boom. Like I can't be a knight, can't be around there. It's just natural for me because I'm assassinating my own character anyway. Right? Like I'm already doing that. That's why I'm staying in Sarnia. That's why I'm not telling my parents. That's why I'm like getting through it. I got the big brother. I'm in the basement with him playing games. I understand. Like now it's like I'm like talking to you. I'm able to kind of tell you what your kids might be going through because like I'm the brother. Like this is why, like if you're sitting there and you know you're thinking about me, and then this is manifesting all around you, this ain't no accident, right? Like this ain't a predetermined, like they're not outside your body on some like predetermined track. Anybody is. So like your kids, and so you're thinking about family. I mean, you're with my family, 2 boys. All that's around you, all the energy of the people. So like that's amplifying because people are thinking about me subconsciously. So now we're together. Like, we don't even break up, like, literally. Like, we don't even break up. Like, it's not even like, we don't sit down and say goodbye, you know what I mean, have a kiss. Like, you know, we don't break up because technically I never even really broke up with Amanda, but I never really was dating Amanda. I was still in this, like, trauma situation. And then, like, you see, I'm trying to be a statue with my girl in the public square, right? Like, I'm trying to rep a new way of being. Like, I already know this, like, right? Like, I'm in the orgy party already, and I never joined for 2.5 years. Like, why the fuck am I gonna just join now? Like, right? Like, but I can't tell you any of this shit. Man, I don't know. Like, this is crazy. Like, why does it happen like this? I want to keep reconfiguring my thoughts, because as I unpackage them, like, the pathways of, like, my thinking become clearer. Because remember, I'm just replaying out the event again and again and again. Like, it may not be as traumatic as it was for you as it was for me, which, like, now, like, you're spinned off on your own timeline, like, re-perceiving the event. You might not even think that it was a big deal for me. And, like, I'm sitting here, like, oh, I'm, like, fucking just recreating that event over and over again, like, because I can't get through it. Because I can't, like, get to the source of, like, why, like I never even got to, like, unpackage my thinking. And then now I'm just like, everything's around me. It's like, you know, the city, you know, doesn't want us to represent what we represent, right? The city is forgetting and drinking, and we're there. We're the non-partiers. Like, you know, I party, but I don't drink. You know, we're the non-drinkers, and we know there's something weird with the memory there. You know, but, like, the city doesn't want to see that yet, so then we can't be there. We can't even be standing next to each other because we rep that just by our presence. So then the city just immediately flings us apart. You know, now when we stand next to each other, and remember, like, it's us creating it. It's us what we think about people. So the more I do this, like, that's why I'm like, I could feel myself every time I wake up. It's like I'm more further from you in a little way. Like, I'm kind of a little further from you in a ways, because as soon as I made the awareness, boom, if I popped into your now space, then boom, at least there was something going on there. Like, now, knowing that I continue to delay, knowing I'm actively popping into your now space with, like, a follow and a message, I'm creating, like, this medium to kind of codependently connect with someone that I'm not really trying to kind of actually connect with. So I'm kind of replaying out the recreation, because now I'm the person in the phone who like isn't really here, you know, like, we're both mad at the person in the phone, like, that's not here, both of us, like, right? That's the future. It's the past. Like, that's, like, the sickness of humanity and the sickness of the locker room, and, like, how we're not being sickness of the ice. We're, like, going to the goal, we get the goal, and then we go back to center and do it again. Like, and then once we get to the end of the championship, I mean, there's still, we're going for the drink, and then once we go for the drink, we know we put it behind us, we do it again. Like, we don't understand what these, like, mechanisms are, like, actually kind of representing. So there, I drink from the cup, like, you know, I'm actually going for you the whole time. I'm going for you. So being on that big stage of being that and a night enables me to then have a brighter view of the cups, because the women are the cups, and I'm there to stand next to a woman in public. Like, that's what I'm there to do. So This has got to be our love story. Like, I was a kid, like, 19, 20, 21. I'm still kind of a kid. Like, you know, like, I don't have, like, the resources to be, like, you know, fucking... I didn't sign a contract, like, big money. Like, you know, that second year, boom, now I got money. Now I go out to fucking New England to see my parents. Like, I'm not coming back, you know, because I'm trying to give it to my family. Like, well, I start fucking family thoughts with you early. Oh yeah, I'm fucking coming back, you know, thinking there. Like, I'm healing that family. Instead, I went into my family trauma. And then if you're on a parallel path like that, like Lost Lover, you know, because think about it, you're around the city. If you're going to meet a London guy, you would have done it, like, you know, within a year before or a year after, because that's the timeline of the memory replay, right? We're not on this fucking linear layout where we're meeting people along the linear layout. We're actually repeating and calling into us a repetition from a still posture. And the still posture was when we were in the womb. So the mama's moving around in the world, but the baby is in the womb still. Like, see, like, our heart is inside of our body, but like our inside of our body, it doesn't know gravity, right? Our body, inside of our body, it doesn't know gravity. So it's like floating around. But we're so weighted down by the heavy metals, which, you know, work with the density of the air, so then we can't, like, oh, get up and walk. Oh, I'm so stiff. You know what I mean? So then we got all this, like, fucking fluid stuff moving through us. So we're in the womb, floating, but, like, you know, the mother's moving around in the universe. Like, we're somewhat picking up the receiver of that thought because you're in the mother. So then we're, like, programming basically our life in the womb, right? And, like, once we pop out, we're like a memory recording. We're like a memory tape. Like, you just made, like, a tape, like a film. And then now that film is playing back to you. The mother. Like, 90% the mother. Like, way more than the mother. Like the only effect the father has is, like, what the mother feels about the father. So then, if you're, like, lost lover kind of energy with me, and I'm fucking same, I'm lost lover energy with you, so, you know, I'm putting it out there. Like, I know I'm putting it out there because I know I'm thinking about you. And I know I can't face it. So I know it's going out there. So then, if you're matched that point, you know, like, one of the times we had, you know, sex, like, I went down on you, you went down on me, we're having sex, no condom, and then I'm, like, seating your chest, okay? So if you're rubbing your belly through your pregnancies and, like, you're subconsciously thinking about me, the lost lover, like, that's one of our main moments. You're fucking rubbing there. You're rubbing there the seed. You're rubbing there thinking about me. You're having a male because you're manifesting me. You know, you're having a boy. You know, like, you're in the environment of hockey. Like, it's just part of the culture. I'm there because I'm representing a young rep of an athlete, right? I'm not these linear fucking, like, we're not like these packages that are just like, we're art. We're characters, right? We're not like just these, like, cookie cutter, like, things. Like, the characters come along, they, like, identify the number that they're wearing, like. So you're, like, that's why, like, our sex is the way it was. Like, you know, if we're imprinting, remember, we're a memory play out. We spark, we're flawless, but we can't, you know, we bloom that first one, well, flowers bloom and then die. And then another one comes. Like, you know what I mean? If we're the fucking whole, like, mechanism, we meet because, like, we're bringing the city together to win. You know, that's our first flower blooms. You know, the blooming was the whole season, too. Like, because we're about to meet, right? Like, the vibration isn't like, oh, just happens because we meet. No, the vibration is happening for a year before we meet. Because, like, the vibration is happening 3 months before we meet. You know, the vibration is happening, you know, and then we meet. and then it's there, then it starts to get entrained. Like, then it starts to move back and forth with each other. Like, before, the entrainment's going like this, finding it. Now we're entrained. Because it's a memory play out. Like, so now the kid's out. It's playing back the tape. The kid has, like, basically 18 years of new development put on top of the tape. So you're kind of doing two things at once. You're being a genetic engineer because they're compiling new generations of cells. But you're also kind of playing out the karma of what happened in the womb with the baby. Like, your thoughts are stored now in that play out. So if there's a lot of genetic, like, you're a genetic engineer every moment, like, building the genetics, turning the genetics on and off as you're thinking about what's going on in your environment, about the environment, about your people. So if you're like, fucking feeling sexy about me, like, with your child, like, and it has nothing to do, you don't feel sexy because of your husband, especially if he's manipulating your fucking communications back then. Well, that's going to just be stored over a 9-month tape. Now it's playing back for you. Now these kids are interacting with the environment. That's why now I'm somewhat, entrained, like, to not look over there. Like now the kid's breathing, exhaling, breathing, exhaling, breathing, exhaling for like 10 years, now. Now there's another kid. Now you think about the boys together playing. Like, I mean, you couldn't not think about me and the boys. Like, I mean, it's just there. Like, we are the pinnacle image of what, like, the city thinks about the boys. It's modeled after that. It's all around you, the subconscious, like, field. So then, like, I'm here touching myself. I literally feel like I'm your body. Like, I feel like I'm, like, you're pregnant. Like, I feel like sometimes, like, when I was touching myself over the last 8 years, like, sometimes I felt like I was fucking pregnant, like, literally. And then that's probably why I go into, like, the whole fucking, I'm, like, connecting with you being pregnant, thinking about me. Like, seriously, I feel like a fucking woman right now when I'm rubbing myself. I feel like you. I feel like, it's creation. Like, I got this fucking serious issue with I had diverticulitis surgery. I got a giant fucking scar right here, yo. A fucking giant scar right here. It's fucking bad. So it's like I birthed this idea of being a collective father. Like, that's what I'm fucking doing. Like, and the championship was my conception point, sperm, like, right? So then, like, boom, there's the child. So this child is the universe's, let the universe raise it, because that's what happens when the child's born. Like, it's subject to the environment. The environment's kind of teaching it. Now the child's coming in adolescent, I return to tell the story. Now I move into my adulthood with the story. I take my child trauma story with me. Well, you're a match to that because you can't get out. You don't have the resources. Like, technically you should have an account ready, like, $1 million account ready to go anywhere. Like, that's fucking how it's meant to be. Like they're hiding the account from you. So, like, even back then, you should have had access to have money to come travel if you wanted to. The thoughts of you're sitting there stuck down, I mean, that's fucking marinating. Like, the system needs that because that's how they clamp us into generational friggin' zombie lands. So then here I am, like, flowing like a gangsta. Just fucking in love with you. Like, seriously, I want to jerk off because I'm, like, thinking about you. Like, now I'm, like, touching you, thinking about being, like, pregnant, thinking about me. Because I know that's fucking happening. Like, you're fucking thinking about me. You're not thinking about him. And I'm coming back for you to create this time capsule because I know what you need. I know how to heal you. I'm doing this for you because now you're alone watching this in your bed or on your couch somewhere. And you're touching yourself. You're remembering what it was like to be pregnant, touching yourself, thinking about me. And now I'm healing because I'm, like, gonna be in now time space doing my thing, and then when you're watching this video, it's gonna fucking come. It's gonna be all around me. I was just thinking, like, if we get together, like, the love is like we went through, like, 12 years of, like, memories where we weren't in our environment yet we're thinking about it yet, so we're creating this torsion memory of us with environmental pieces that don't resonate the biofield of this original source. So now we get back together. It's just like we vibrate toward each other like crazy. Instead, we're vibrating away from each other, and then everyone's getting in between. But now I'm the fucking male, right? I'm doing the alchemy out here. You know, like that's my job as the fucking lightning bolt. You know, as the big dick. You know, that's just the job of the fucking biology. And you're meant to, you know, to lay back, you know, and to surrender. You know, you have to get the support around you. Like, I'm not, you know, I'm the hockey player, right? I'm the rep of that. I'm the lover. Like, you know, like lovers are eternal. Like, you know, so you're creating the thought of the lover is the mother and the child in the first place. That is the child. Like, the husband's kind of like the fucking, like the male making the baby's kind of like the host. Like, kind of like used. That's why that's why they entrain us into the cuck energy. You know, the male steps away and then the big cock comes in. You know, and then that's all it is a big cock. You know what I mean? Like, so then, like, so a guy like me in this orgy situation who has the biggest fucking cock all the time, like the guys are just entrained to want me to perform for them. Like, it's just part of it. And I'm like a film guy, and I'm like I filmed this. I fucking shred the whole fucking game. Like, I mean, you know what I mean? Like I'm like, because I tell the truth about it. So I'm like, okay. Now I'm going into the tech looking for, like, you know, now I'm looking for myself, looking for the, you know, the big lightning bolt who fucking protects you. You know, you just grab onto, you know. You just hold on to it and just, like, you know, there you are. Like, that's what I'm doing out there on the ice. I'm looking for you, the net. You know, the net that goes around me, the circle. I'm the line. You know, I'm trying to figure out who I am, right? Like, I'm a male, I'm a boy turning into a man. You know, so they're like fucking feminizing the boys and masculinating the females. Like, it's part of like the glitch out on the opposite end, so that boom, everyone's confused. They can insert the software in the middle, and then now the kids don't really have an individuality, and they don't even know how to access their own individuality to make their own, like, judgments, critical thinking decisions. So, like, you know, like, so here we are. So, like, that's why that's why, like, because, like, me and my thoughts and having kids, like, literally forever, even, like, you know, 13, like, I always knew I'd have a daughter first. Like, my first child would be a daughter. You know, like, technically talking to you right now, like, I'm talking to that energy, like, right? Because, like, I mean, we get together with you, like, I can't control, like, you're more in control of the child, like, than me, like 90%. Like, that's why, like, men get their own karma. That's why I'm not worried about, like, your husband or your whatever, because men get their own karma reflected back to them based on how they treat the woman, because it's embodied in the child. That's why I somewhat keep my parents together, like the identity of me. Like, if I were to die, my parents would die. Like, they're tapped into the, like, the soul leakage of, like, what it means. You know, some reason both your children died. Like, you're not looking around like that. But your like, oh my God, like, you're having your children with your husband because you want the child you want to be in love with the child. You know, you're not in love with the guy. You're in love with me. I'm in love with you. Like, I can't even fucking think about making a child with anyone because like, you're the one I want to make the female with. I don't want to make the boy. Like, I'm teaching the boys all around me. Like, I don't need to teach the little boy. So, like, you're like we met after 18. So, like, each of our pyramids were compiled already. So we were playing out our first top end of it. So, like, that's why we play out, boom, we meet to fucking break through to the lower pyramid that we built, so we can, like, fucking get in there and fizzle it up so we can go back to our original source, which is nothingness, which is like being able to kind of like create at will, instead of being like stuck to all these like matrix lines that like, you know, make us like move a certain way. So I'm flowing. Like I feel like your body right now. Like I feel like your pregnant body. Like it helps me like heal what I've been feeling in my intestines. Because if this is real, I created it for myself. I had sex, I ran away. Like I'm running away from my own feelings about how I feel about women. You know, like, and then you're popping out to, you know, popping out. You're making love with two boys, and you know, the real love is like the everyday stuff, like with the boys, like in your belly, like, you know. So now you got the two boys. Now, like I have to like skillfully be the lover, like, right. This is what makes me live now, is like my lover, like thinking about you, rethinking about you. Like I'm fucking on my deathbed for fucking 10 years, like trying to fucking die in a way, trying to make my story so it's not fucking buried. And then like, you know, like I'm doing it this way, getting a little progress. Now I'm with you. I'm literally with you right now. Like I'm fucking with you. Like I feel like I'm rubbing you when you're like, I'm rubbing your own belly when you're pregnant with your boys. Like I can feel like you're like, I am you. Like I'm like literally like, because think about it. I'm putting the thoughts out there for fucking 10 years. Like it's becoming my body. That's where I'm misconfusing the feeling in my body with like the thoughts I'm thinking about in my environment. So now I'm actually like recalibrating the time capsule here. And now I can rub my scar and think about like the backdated thoughts. And it feels like I'm having like sex like with the scar, and I'm using like that sexual energy that I want to grab the tip with of the pain of where I was circumcised. And now I'm like recalibrating to the pain of the like the last reflection point, which is this like surgery I had. Holy fuck. So then it's like your vagina, because it's like an opening to my body. It's like I've created like, so then now I'm fucking rubbing your lips. Like that's fucking what it is. This is how I, you know, teleport back into your body. Because I've been outwardly manifesting the trauma of trying to find your body. And you're like, you know, you don't have the lover that you're laying down with, because it's like 12 years later and your body still looks the same. Like you haven't opened up to kind of move into that higher expression chakras, to the dancer, to the dancing, you know, to the dancer all the time. Like that's what I'm meeting, and I'm like, oh yes, I'm unlocking the key. Like I'm the male is the unlocker. Like we want to get in there, that's natural, but like we think, oh, penis and vagina, like that's like the superficial, right? Because that's the physical entry point. I'm thinking like, oh, stand next to each other and like fucking touch each other a certain way, like I'm like in public, like that's my love, because like everyone knows we're having sex, right? If we're together, like they know we're having sex, like we're together. Like people want to fucking, you know, they all know subconsciously. But so when we're out in public, you know, and we're like mixing and mingling, being a representation of how to be. Like we're creating leadership by not talking. That's why you can be shy. I like that. I like that you weren't talking. Like that's what fucking like I fell in love with. I'm like, she's not one of those fucking like stupid ass fucking chatty broads that like, you know, are replaying out the trauma of wanting to, you know, fucking get fucked all the time. Like, you know, like I'm not there, right? I'm not there because I chose not to be there, because I'm sitting there and fucking, I could have been the fucking king from day one as a rookie, losing my virginity to Puck Bunny and just banging fucking broads like crazy. You know, like I could have been there fucking 2 years before I met you. Like it wasn't like, it was my freaking warrior choice more than anything, to be the character that I wanted to be. Now we're flawless. Now I be the character I want to be. You know, I humiliate myself in front of everybody. You know, that program's running already. Like, it's already going to happen. Like, you know, technically I'm being humiliated by Prusty the whole time, because he's fucking taking me around like fucking to all his like friend stuff to stand next to me, because he's not now the only knight. He can build a boundary between him and his school friends, because now he stands with me And now he's in that little club with me. So then now his friends, people can't like, reach out and touch him as much. So I'm thinking like I'm meeting friends and getting in with the London crowd there. But really it's fucking an extension of a trauma angle because like I'm being abused. So I meet you. I'm supposed to be chilling with you in public alone, and then we're fucking just meeting brand new people. That's what we were supposed to be doing, But I can't even get you alone in public. Like your friends are always there, like right, like. That's part of like the fucking environment protecting itself, like from like its own memory being exposed. Like, I can't think but think about also, like, your sister in this equation because, like, I don't know. Like, I had a telepathic communication with your sister, too. Like, she's, like, trying to reach me, trying to reach the boys, going, like, I want to heal myself. I don't know why I'm doing this. Like, trying to be wild and crazy. You see, she envies you. She envies you because, you're connected to that heart, that, like, I don't know about all this culture stuff yet. I'm learning about it. Like, I don't know. You're not taking action yet. Like me, I'm taking action and like, oh, I'll do whatever you say. Right? Yeah, I'm taking action and like, I'll do whatever you say, but like I'm inside, I'm not speaking my mind. I'm not speaking about what I see and say. Like I'm just like recording. Just like, observing. Now I get to be 20. Now I get to like interact. Bringing you and having independence with you is like me interacting now. Like making my own, like, I'm getting in there. I'm getting into your mind. I'm getting to know you. I'm making an imprint, a memory. I know I'm not going to be back to London, so maybe I'll see her eventually. I know the trauma of the environment, like Canada. Like, I know I'm a big city guy. Like, so then, like, I don't want to, like, so boom, like, that event happens. Like, I don't want to, like, unpackage all those thoughts. Like, because, like, what? We didn't really break up. We didn't really get together 100%, totally, like, off the charts. Like, so, like, now, my time vortex thinking is, like, oh, I'm in love with you, right? So, I can't tell you. Like, I can't tell you I'm in love with you. Like, how am I going to tell you I'm in love with you? Like, I mean, then you go tell people and make, then I'm, like, so, like, I'm like a kid that hates himself in a way already, and, like, because, like, I have my own jurisdiction, I'm finding my own love in myself by connecting with you. Because we come face to face, the three organs are mirrored, like that's like us in the womb. So then, like that's all I need, that's all I want, like I don't need anything else out there. So we drink the beer that separates us from being here because we forget. So we're not really drinkers. Yet the only time we can be together is in a drinking environment. So it's just inevitable that our vibrations will do something. We have to let the city play out its wind, like without us around. Because just remember, us just in the city, like together, is doing it. Because they're just, our bodies are there, regardless of like if we're together or not. Now the city's played it out. It got another championship, so that's another buffer. Now I come in to lead like the group of that championship too, because they're not even adults. They're not even like, they're like fucking 24. Like they're not even like in their 30s. So now we come in and like, we almost have like a public child by having a daughter, because like we're literally putting on display like what it means to have a child, like because like we're now building a new memory. Now we're boom. We just return to the original blueprint we're creating. Hit reset, because I know how to reset the biofield. I know how to reset the environment. Like I'm thinking I'm learning how to reset the environment for humanity. Like no, I'm doing this to reset the environment for me and you. And then as we move into that space, then we just copy paste to the world around us. So then like we're the ancient lovers of the pharaohs, like, you know, that create for the people. You see, everyone else is detoxed. Like they're toxic, you know, they got the toxic memories like built up. They need to sit around the circle in front of me and you and feel like they're being watched by us. Now they go through their stuff. That's what they need. Like we're the ones sitting there watching everyone, just like, you know, you on my lap or side to side. Like we don't, you know, and we're like a snake and a tiger. Like we're just like, and then they're ceremoning, and we're all and like going through their stuff. They're on the ice now inside our stage because we're watching them. And then we get mirror neurons, and we don't have to actually move unless we choose to kind of create. Because remember, all of man's troubles come from his inability to sit quietly in a room by himself. So like we're the ones sitting quietly in a room by ourselves. We become the petrified statue in a way, but we're living organic, you know, drink. We both drank from the cup. It's a memory. We're thinking about what we're drinking about from the cup. We're drinking each other. Now I go away, the cup is around, like it's in the program of not knowing that's how we're creating. So now all that guy's karma about the way he's treating you is replayed in his kids back to him. I start entering the equation. Like that's why like I want to make sure like I'm careful with this, because he, you know, we don't want there to be a destructive like energy, like, because I know what that looks like, and I'm the lover, not the fighter. Even in the room there, like I could go fight people and up my stock and get people to think, oh wow, he's a fighter. Okay, you know, maybe I'll draft him. Like I'm not doing that though. Like, so that's what it is. Now I can rub my stomach and it's like I am Kelly holding my womb while she's pregnant, thinking about me. Just think about it. You're pregnant. I mean, the child, like, you know, there's a lot of like this horny there, like, and then, if you're having sex while you were pregnant with him, like, okay, I mean, this is like crazy, because if he is like somewhat getting in there, abusing you, like, and then like wanting to have sex while you're pregnant, okay. And you somewhat don't want to do, but you're doing it to please him, and the baby. But the baby's really the back network thoughts of your lover. So like he's fucking me, technically. You know, because he's the outside. It's like really he has no connection to the actual child. Like his thoughts of jurisdiction over the child is a fucking crime of spiritual like energy here. You know, so I'm here to balance that crime out. Like that's just the reflection of my natural body, because that's my key code. So then like he's fucking you, like, and you're may or may not orgasm with the child developing. So if you do orgasm, the maternal orgasm, boom, is a memory imprint. The baby gets cut off from the blood flow for that period of time. It now has to take the oxygen from its own body. That's what creates, like, you know, the samskaras to start with. Like that's where death starts, is in the womb, maternal orgasm. So then you're killing me in the womb in a way, you know, like that fucking voodoo doll stuff feeling. So like my karma's coming back to me because like you're friggin' manifesting it out into now time space while I'm catching it. I'm going into the tech fucking trying to get fucked, trying to get pregnant. Like, you know what I mean? Like with like by black men, and just get seated and fucking just be the fucking one that just lays there. Like, so I'm not going out and fucking, you know, doing like the active masculine thing. Like, so I'm but double backing into my trauma of like the fact I can't speak for my love. I can't articulate myself. I'm in this culture all around me that's repressing the whole fucking thing. Even the women like are repressed like with their relationship. So then I take you into a repressive situation. No, I can't do that. I'll let you be in your city with your family. You know, you play out the memory, like gives us a chance to know like we are lovers. It's 10 years later, boom, like wow, it's coming together. I'm like freaking, I'm like engineer, like I'm unpackaging your own thoughts for you, and then giving you, then we're recalibrating our now time meaning. Like that's what this is. Like this slit here, that's you. This is you. This is your vagina. That's what this is. This slit is your vagina. Right here, I have like a fucking scar slit that's literally like this long. Like right here, right below my belly button. So right where the umbilical cord comes in. Like this is your vagina. Like this is your opening. That like you know. Like this is like the energy there. So now like the key, like now like I get your vagina to sit on my vagina. Like that's how like, you know, like that's you and your sister now coming back together, and we're healing now you and your sister in your womb. That's how we heal your sister, because now you put your vagina on my vagina. Like, you know, because I literally now have a physical opening. That's part of family thing, because I'm getting the diverticulitis anyway. Okay, like it don't matter. Like I'm eating the foods like young. I'm getting the diverticulitis because I'm getting smacked in the ass fucking years before I meet you. So I'm gonna get the vagina. Like I don't know how it's manifesting yet because I can't be in the time capsule right now. So now like because like yeah, when I get into like the tech sissy stuff, like I'm like I feel it here because I want to like get something up there in there. That's like this friggin' opening that's like continuing to leak energy because it's like a scar on my skin. So now I'm touching it. It's like I'm touching. You know, you could have circumcision too, or not circumcision. You could have a C-section. So then you could have a similar scar almost there too. You know, so now you replay that out with me. I'm also like, you're also hugging your sister. You know, so you're hugging your lover, your man, and your sister, because I had to go through like my own trauma initiation, like the boys. You know, you're with your sister, I'm with the boys. You know, so now here we are coming back full circle. Like the city can't touch us, right? We're a public face and we're a public couple. It don't matter. We stand next to each other, and you're with your husband. You're still Kelly Milborn. We're still energetically under the surface. We're the pharaoh and you know, and the queen. Like it's part of the entrainment of the subconscious. Like So like you made this choice by standing next to me and being with me during that time. Like the choice was made. That's why it breaks up like that, and that's why you don't have the skills to fucking come, you know, putting it behind you, like you're somewhat hurt for jealousy because you think I chose another woman. Like, you know, no, I never chose no other woman. Like, remember, that was like, it was literally just, you know, it's like I was giving out a baseball card. Like, that's what I was doing. Like, it was like, you know, like, just giving out a memory that she could take and just, like, feel good about the city and good about the nights, you know, like, just like, that's it. So I traded that for someone in the city who wanted to feel bad about the nights, who had instant access to me. Like, you had fucking all the access. She had no access to me, right? She had no access to me, and she got lucky, like, that I even gave her access to me, you know? But then that little amount of access got captured by someone who was thinking, about having access to you forever, but didn't know how to fucking talk to you because he's traumatized, you know. So he's getting what, the ugly girls? But no, they're just girls. They're all beautiful. Like he's not connecting with his own like resources. So he sees me, you know, boom. He takes access away from me. The city itself takes access away from me. You're caught up in the trauma of your city itself because fucking we're all in a fucking place drinking, forgetting everything. So then, you know, he's coming to show you we're two out of town people. We just want to be in the city. You know, she's like, oh, London Night, I want to kiss the London Night. They just want, you know. So boom, now she's like, oh, yay. She feels like fucking great about like the city, you know. And then I go fucking end up fucking her, and then like nothing happens, and now she feels like shit about the city, you know, because like technically it was supposed to be just a kiss, and then now she just fucking always is like hoping, and like that's the way it was meant to be, like, you know, instead, and then now I'm with you, and then now we're fucking getting the more energy of like, oh, people like wanting us, and now we're like, oh yeah, we're fucking like, now it's easier to move our bodies out of our chakra points. We're like leveraging our environment to awaken more of our own gifts in our own vessel. So instead, we go into shutdown mode. Boom, 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 boom. So boom, we enter another time capsule and allow our environment to somewhat like push us around. We don't like open up each of our chakras ourselves and then like push our environment out. You know, because I'm the filmmaker. I'm looking to marry the girl that I'm gonna fucking have in the like most epic wedding of the world ever, and it's on TV, broadcast everywhere, like a royal fucking wedding. Like that's my vision, like of my girl. Like, so like I'm meeting, like I'm bringing the queen. So boom, that happens with my queen right in front of like everyone. Like I can't unpack and like tell you why I was kissing her. Like nobody, like we're all, oh yeah, right, you know. Like no, like nobody's gonna be in anybody's mindset. I wouldn't even be able to fucking get it out. Like I'm traumatized, like too. So then I go after that time vortex, I go into more trauma because I now go looking for that girl and I give her more trauma because now she's getting fucked, and like I leave, like because I'm like, what the fuck am I doing, like, you know, and then meanwhile like. Now what? I just had sex with another girl in London. So it's almost like I did it so I could fucking make sure like I don't like what? I don't like be with the one I love. Like remember, I hate myself already. Like I hate myself already when you meet me. Right? I'm meeting you is like not saving me, it's just like helping me see through myself. So now I hate myself for what I did. And I just continue like hating myself for it. And I don't never like, we don't have the space to reconnect, to open up to forgiveness, to allow it to release. I store it in my body and I play hockey. It's there. And now it gets stored in every shot I take. Every time I hold my stick, I'm holding my dick, thinking it's you. Because like I'm in the water. Like, right? Like I want to get wet. You know? Like this is how consciousness works. Like I'm like literally in my own study now. I never saw this coming. Like, I wouldn't have seen it coming. Like, it's just like me sitting in the Malay Blooms. Like, I don't see you coming, but I know I'm bringing you. It's the invisible. It's consciousness. Boom. Now I see you. Okay, you're a particle. I bring you to me. Now you're a wave. Because now you're a wave all around me. And now I can't see you. You know? Now you're just like, oh, but I know you are it because I first saw you out there. You're a particle. I brought you into my awareness. Now you're a wave because you're it. Now I can't see your part. I'm creating with you. It's like boom, 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 boom. Like the hearts are in train, like everywhere we go now. So like now, like it's inevitable that the tech, because the tech is in training us anyway, like before we were born. So now the tech comes in front of your face to like not to disentrain us, but to like change up the entrainment. And because I'm fucking somewhat controlled by the tech, like, I go into, like, the tech's control entrainment. And now, like, we're fucking, like, we're not calibrated. Like, we're not calibrated now, our hearts, like we were when we were sitting there like with my teammates. Like we're calibrated. When I'm there with my teammates, everything's fine because I'm there with the London Knights. When I'm there alone with you, everything's not fine because I'm like, you know, you're like, oh, you're there with the London Knight. Like it looks like, oh, you're one of those. You hang out with the London Knight. But when I'm there with 5 London Knights and like me and you, like it's okay because, you know, oh yeah, that's his girl. You know what I mean? Like, so like there's so many dynamics going on. Because I'm looking to have the wedding where we sit up there and everyone parties. And then when the ceremony happens, we come on and do our performance, our dance, our performance. But really, like, the performance is like putting on display the sex. Like, it's really fucking each other. Like, that's like the weddings in the first place. Like, really, the fucking husband and wife are fucking putting on display them making love. So they're making the baby. So, like, that whole culture went underground. And, like, it manifested as, like, you know, let's keep them entrained to our energy, our sexual prana. So they made these games are, like, these memory replay call events where, like, the people that are doing it aren't remembering how they got there. So they're, like, somewhat, so just playing the game. Just like me and you are meant to sit there at our wedding because we chose each other, nobody could touch us. Unless we welcome them into our space. Like, we invited them to the wedding. So, like, that's what's happening. Because you're still in London. And now you're with that London, like, governmental person. Now, you know, now it all gets exposes. Now everyone that knows you, that knows you, knows you, that knows you, knows you, knows you, knows that they can't get through to you. Now I come back, boom. Now they love me. They fucking love me. They fall in love with me, you know. Now, like, you got to stop, like, your friends and women from, like, lusting over me, you know. Instead, like, where I was on the other side was like, oh, I was like, oh, look at him now, like, oh, he's a tainted knight, you know. He was the clean knight with the fucking legit girlfriend. Like, now he's just like them. And now you're standing out there, and and then you see the other guys, and then now you see the other guys with the other girls, and you might know some of those girls, and now you're somewhat sticking up for the girls because you're like, oh, watch out for them, because you thinking I'm like them now, and I have, like, see, like, I'm not saying anything about what happened because I'm somewhat, yeah, I'm somewhat trying to keep the rep that, you know, it was it was a fluke. I knew it was a fluke, but, like, I can't just, like, tell all the boys, like, I'm not really that guy that, like, you know, looks like he's, like, insecure about his woman, like, being with women, like, so that's why I like being with you, like, just boom, like, right away we're in that zone. Like, I didn't have this, like, feeling of playing the game, like, which, that's what gives me anxiety, the stupid game playing shit. So, boom, that happens, I'm in the game with you now. Like, I don't want to play the game with you, like, at all. Like, that fucking hurts me. So now, like, all your friends are around you, I can't even get to you. Like, I'm just like, so I just play the game over here. Like, I don't play the game with you. Like, I don't, you know, I don't know. Remember, I'm male. Like, the sex is different. Like, the energy's different. Like, every girl I have sex with, like, I don't imprint on me. Like, the woman is imprinting. So, like, that's why if he's having sex with you while you're pregnant, boom, he's imprinting on the child's printing out cells. And those cells are literally, like, fucking, like, vroom, 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 like, vibratory, water particles that are vibrating the thought that's going to cycle through the circulation of, like, what you were thinking about in the event. So if you're having sex and you're thinking about some whatever, like, you're thinking about fucking chocolate, like, and then you have, oh, you're coming, and you're thinking about fucking food. Well, that food thought field energy is going into the baby, and now it's stimulating the baby to think that food is what it needs and what energy is. So if you're thinking about me, if you're thinking about like our connection and how I make you feel while someone else is having sex with you, well, I mean, that's really me having sex with you because it's your thought. So then that's being imprinted into the baby. Like I'm being fucking now fucking entrained back to, much like our child, like, right? Because all that your husband is supplying is the building block for the spark. Then you're the creator. You're the genetic. See, he needs to be massaging you and like licking you, and stuff. Like that's how he gets, like, that's how you get your DNA like into the child making of the child, like, urinating on you. Like he needs to be like doing shivambu with you. Like that's how you friggin' the male starts like, integrating with it. But then like the female has to be open to fucking allowing the, the urination exchange with the lover. So like we're like, that's where I'm at. I'm like, I want to friggin' do the shivambu practice with my lover. So like, that's why like we have to do it in the tech at a distance so you can decompress your thoughts, because I'm me, right? Like I'm Trewth. Like I'm the guy you met, right? In the body, that the original fucking vortex, like. And then you connect the face to the image. And now I'm doing this real-time time capsule. We're like, in real time. It's helping me understand what the fuck I've been doing for fucking 15 years and why. It's because I'm like replaying out the memory, like you're thinking about me, I'm thinking about you. The guys are still thinking about you, because we went through that experience. It's all memory. We locked it in place. Now it's our enjoyment of how we play it out for fucking literally hundreds and hundreds of years. We are the original fucking virgins. Like, we are the original image. How we fucking rep the image is our gift to our winning the game. We won the conception game of being a child and figuring out how to be an adult. Boom. Now we enter an adult world. Boom. Oh, nope. Can't be an adult. Okay. Now you come back, like, just because you have kids, like, you're an adult, right? So, like, you have that fucking title. I'm coming in because I'm the traumatized piece of the collective. Now you're supporting each other. Now we're supporting each other. Now I'm an adult because I'm able to articulate the abuse in your adult relationship with him. Boom. Now I fucking break that up. It's healed. He's flowering, like, because he's healing, because he didn't know he was treating you that way. Now we're all doing ceremony together, and it's not like on the ice. It's like in like the shaman fucking energy. And and literally the nights are just handing over ownership to me, because like it's just falling, it's falling that way. Because it has to. Because I'm the point in the middle of the players. Like I'm just the environment. They chose me, so they get credit for choosing me. I'm wearing their emblem, right? But I'm the one in the middle. I'm the politician that knows all the angles. So I'm going to be the one that's patient enough to make sure all parties are taken care of. That's why, like, I suppose, like, you play out your memory complex with your children. Like, because now me entering the space, like, I don't have, like, that's where I'm great at. I'm great at with the kids. Like, the kids love me. Like, the kids want to be around me. Like, that's because I'm the fucking fountain. I'm doing the shivambu. I'm the mother. I'm like, they resonate with me because they resonate with, oh my God, that's what it resonates, what it feels like in the womb. So now I'm standing next to you, and we're original lovers, and you have fucking 15 years of fucking thinking about, like, rubbing your pussy, thinking about my cock, my fucking big lightning bolt that fucking, like, lights you up. Like, that's how I turn you on. I already turned you on. I turned you on, right? We are our Christmas trees. Now we're the top of the star on the Christmas tree now, right? I turned you on, you fucking started rising. I had to go out and collect all the lights, other lights, while you rise in the city, like your rep. Just your collective rep of who people think you are, like, right? Like men identify women, women identify men. If a man's standing alone, they want that. If a woman's standing alone, they want that, because they can be fucking like, bleh. So, but if a man and woman standing together in unison, like, well, shit, they can't get in there. Like, we're fucking, like, power creators. So, like, you're not standing with your man. Like, that's like, so like that shows naturally to me that like the program's off. Like, you know, just the natural male-female program of creating. So like that's why you got two boys. You're with your two boys. It's like you and your two boys. It's like me and my mom. That's the trauma. My mom's having a fucking kid, and she's popping out two boys because she's trying to heal my dad. She's not like trying to like, oh, like get into the openness and like the passing on of her lineage. So she's not having the female, right? She's having the male because she wants to do it for the father. That's how I know, because I'm now my brother and his wife, like they have the male. They're thinking that like, oh, we think that the sperm creates the fucking sex. No, it's actually the fucking mother's thoughts all the time. So then she's thinking that, oh, she really wants a male because she wants to do it for the husband. That's why the fucking first son comes out male. So then I want to have a daughter, like all the time. I want a daughter. I want a daughter. I want a daughter. I want a daughter. Like, I want a daughter, first child. I want a daughter, first child. I want a daughter, first child. That's why I'm not treating women like the guys are treating women, because the guys are treating women like men, which is fucking, you know, just not emotional. And I'm like, I want a daughter, I want a daughter. I get into it. I'm a virgin. I'm like, whoa. Like, I don't want, like, what am I supposed to tell my daughter this? Like, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so here we are meeting you. You're a twin with a female in space. It's natural. Like, you know, why isn't anyone else noticing the twins? Because nobody else is energetically able to fucking see you in the bar. You know what I mean? And, you know, you could fucking have 100 people in the bar. You might only see 2 people because your consciousness is vibrating there. Like, I'm in the bar. I see everyone. Like, my consciousness is already fucking there. I see everyone. So I'm not fucking like, where's that one that's vibrating with me? That's why I can never saw, and that's why I never found anyone. I'm in the bar, fucking like a knight, fucking laser, going, okay, all right, let's drink. You know, all right. Then it comes a little blurry. You know, when I saw you, I was fucking sober as fuck. Like, you know, I didn't have to. Like, I wasn't like, oh, fucking glossy eyed. Like, oh yeah, let's pick her. Like, I'm like one drink in. You know what I mean? So like then then that's how I know. Like, usually I'm super nervous if I'm not drinking. So then I'm like, boom, that's her. I'm like, I'm not nervous. It's like, so like I connect back to that memory. That heals me because it's the breaking of the ice. It heals me because my first memory with you doesn't have the anxiety. Boom, I'm already healed forever. Like, I don't need to meet another girl, mother, woman. Like, I already know this. Right? Because I'm under the pattern of my mom and dad. They're together forever. Like, fucking. Like, I'm already looking for the wedding. Everyone's gonna dance around us and envy us because like we are the ones that like are the conscious ones. Like, I'm already the filmmaker who's filmmaking the fucking trauma. You know what I'm gonna do? Is I'm gonna stop this, save it, and then keep going because I don't want to lose this one because I know I'm flowing really well.